Kelsey got this idea for our documentary from a camping trip us and some other friends went on in Ruby Bay earlier this year in the Easter holidays. And we love going on these camping trips because it's a good opportunity to get away from school, work, to just, have a time out just together with our friends and chill out. But we found that this time when we were out in Ruby Bay, we had a bit of trouble with some of the neighbours who put us under a label as teenage nuisances, for instance. And we kind of understood how they may have this perception of us in our age group because of how we're perceived in the media and how you hear about us in everyday life and you really hear the negatives about it. But we felt that our age group is actually quite amazing, and we had some really talented people out in that campground that were just ordinary people but were very talented. So we thought that this documentary would be the perfect opportunity to kind of showcase how talented people our age really are and show that these kids are the future of New Zealand and are the future of the world, and putting them under this label isn't really going to push us forward in any way.
Well, that's Patrick. You meant to say that's Daniel.
Okay, yeah, this is Daniel.
We're music producers.
Hi, I'm Alex Doggett. I'm a member of the Nelson Youth Council and also UN Youth New Zealand.
Hey, I'm Ryan Clough and I'm the creator of Thieves Supply.
Well, Patrick actually showed me.
Daniel was playing on FL Studio, which he inherited from one of his dad's friends or something. He was playing with it, and then he gave it to me and I started playing with it as well, and then it just progressed.
At the moment we're just sort of making it for fun. It's always in the back of your mind that you might actually get places, you know what I'm saying? I don't know,
Only me and Daniel are kind of the ones that
There might be secret ones.
Yeah, there might be secret producers, but we're the only ones that kind of talk to each other about music and about producing. That all our other friends are kind of over cyberspace. At the start, for me, it was actually so negative for making music.
And I was actually good.
Yeah, you said it. Only Daniel said it was good because he wanted to encourage me, but so I didn't quit. Like if I'd quit, it would have been pretty bad. But I didn't quit, and now I get past that stage where you're real bad. And I always say, like, if you want to buy my song, I can just give it to you for free, but you don't actually need to buy it. Like, don't waste money. I just like it when people enjoy it. I'd like to see like heaps of people enjoy it.
You get loads of comments and things saying like, oh, I like it a lot.
Normally, yeah, on SoundCloud they're normally encouraging comments. Like on YouTube, if you send your song, you get that promo.
And then loads of people sort of like see your things.
It gets more exposure. You actually have to get past that stage where everyone hates on you, and then people start liking what you're doing, and then you get
they start hating again.
Yeah, they start hating again. Like, once you get to the top dog, you get hate that. That's alright.
Thieves Supply is a clothing label I created about half a year ago as like a little kind of side job because it kind of interests me. Like, I would see these other like clothing labels pop up around the place, like, little small independent kind of brands, just popping up on Facebook. I'd see them and just be like, oh, that's pretty cool, like guys are making all this like, pretty sick hats and like t-shirts, jackets, pants, blah blah blah. I'd see that and it would kind of like, it would influence me, and I'd be like, how do these guys do it? No, they're just ordinary people that are just making these. So yeah, it influenced me to do it myself. Started up, experimented, that took quite a while, just getting the right kind of name, the right logo and stuff like that, just presenting myself well. Yeah, then I went on about research, just look for places that could help me out, like local manufacturers, stuff like that, people that can support me and help me bring my first range to the market, or my first thoughts, that I wanted to convert into actual, project or products and stuff. Like I made a lot of contacts, found people in the industry, and then I was able to, from that information, I was able to produce my first line of hats, sold, which that got me started. That was the first kind of stepping stone that got me going, you could say. So once I had my hats out and on, on Facebook and on the internet and stuff, on my website, I then tried to find local businesses, and a few shops were interested in stocking my hats. So yeah, I got my hats in Sidecar, and that was a big kind of moment for me. That was like my goal when I started. My goal was to sell it in a store, and being Sidecar, which is like one of my favorite kind of stores, I'd always go in there and look at the clothes. It's the kind of stuff that is influencing my brand. Like the brands in there are what I try to portray through my designs and stuff. So that was a big achievement for me and it helped out the business a lot, because with it being in other retail stores, you know, see this and they're like, oh, you know, there's another brand out there, we can stock that, blah blah blah. So, you know, it helps me out a lot just getting into Sidecar. The support I've been getting so far has been like really positive. Like it's helping me out a lot and just keeps the brand moving. Like without the support, the brand, it wouldn't have got anywhere. Like I couldn't have been able to bring out the hats without any confidence or anything like that. So it's been really good. You know, that's kind of what you need to get going. You need that extra push to help you go through with what you wanted to really do, because it's not impossible. Like anyone can do what they want to do. Well, my dream goal would probably be, you know, an internationally recognized brand. You know, that would be dream goal. If that ever happened, I don't know, but you know, that's what you know, I guess everyone that has their own label wants something like that, wants to be that kind of big. You know, I guess you just need to work as hard as you can and just, you know, keep pleasing the people.
So Youth Council, basically, it's a group of Nelson youth, and we get together once a month. The carnival kind of event that happens after the mask parade, we organise that and we pick out our bands. We had a tree planting earlier this year in the Tahuna Nui area, because we have been organising for a few years before I was on the council to have a youth park put in, and it's just been done, and so we all tree planted, and that was wonderful. We went to this, it's called the Youth Declaration, over 4 days, as well as having guest speakers and little workshops. And having workshops, you learn so much, and then you go and you use those techniques to decide on this document, and then it's all put together, and it's basically just kind of like the guidelines for what youth believes New Zealand needs to be. And at the time it just feels like a fun time, and then when I got that document, I looked through it and went, wow, I've done a cool thing. You're welcome. And it's a good feeling. I think that's one of the things that drives me. Yeah, there's always going to be some people that don't like what you're doing. That's always going to be the way. As much as we know, there's a lot of issues in a lot of countries that aren't heard about with, say, equality wise, but true equality, and not just saying communism, that kind of thing, but going, you're born and without having the chance to have done anything to raise your status or put it down, to be treated the same as everyone else from that beginning, and to become who you are and to be judged by what you do to get where you are. That's, I think, true equality, and to see that more over the world. I mean, eventually it's a bit far-fetched, but to see the world treating everyone equally from birth, that would just be wonderful. That would be good. That's my goal. Don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'll do what I can.